everyone, welcome to the Unagi Sayaka Watch, where we give you guys updates on Unagi Sayaka since she went freelancing back in October of 2022, appearing in various promotions such as Marvelous, Sendai Girls, Evolution, many promotions all over Japan, including international promotions such as GCW, Kitsu Women's Wrestling, and various other promotions as well. I am your host, J-Rod here. So if you guys are new to the channel, welcome. This is a channel where we do a lot of pro wrestling content, such as reviews from various promotions, not only here in the States, but also in Japan, Mexico, Canada, Europe, the UK, anywhere in the world where pro wrestling is not as big, but it continues to grow. We also do discussion videos, talk about various topics such as the wrestlers themselves, the promotions, factions, storylines, whatever we want to talk about. We also, of course, do news updates to give you guys updates on what's been happening in the world of pro wrestling, such as what events the promotions are thrown out, who's booked, what matches are set, including developments that are happening in the world of pro wrestling as we speak. We also, of course, do real-timing news updates to keep you guys on alert if something has happened in the world of pro wrestling that needs to be addressed ASAP. And we also got various other cool wrestling content that we got to go through, but we're not. So anyway, let's begin, of course, with the Unagi Sayaka Watch with some recent events dating back all the way through September. Okay, so I apologize for this one because I have not been keeping tabs on Unagi that much. Well, I have been watching her matches, but not keeping tabs too much for all of you guys, any of my subscribers who are big fans of her. So, as you probably can guess, the last that I reviewed, that I did this was back in September of 2024. I apologize. So, we're going to go through it. This is going to be a long list here. So, let's go back all the way to September 7th, 2024. She was part of the Miyuki Takase 7th anniversary. She teamed up with Momotani, but she lost against Aja Kong and Jaguar Yokota. And then on the following day, she made her appearance at Oz Academy for Battle Big Bonus in Fukuoka, where she was part of a three-way match for the Pioneer Championship. She eventually lost, but she wasn't the one who was. But she lost to another competitor, Jaguar Yokota, who also was challenging for this belt, but she lost. And then the following day, she made an appearance in Marvelous and Shinkiba. This one I did watch, as I may remember. She teamed up with Chi-Chi, Itsuki Aoki, and a guy named JC. They take on Eihausen, Chikayo, Nagashima, Leo, and Isaka. And then, of course, Takumi Iroha. So, of course, Unagi and her team won this one. Then on the 13th of September, she returned again to Oz Academy for Whispers of Destiny, where she teams up with Akino, but eventually they both lost towards Jaguar Yokota and Miyumi Ozaki. And then, of course, on the 23rd of September of 2024, she made her way to Sealing for the Kawasaki Pro Wrestling Festival, where she challenged Suri for the Beyond the Sea Championship, which, of course, I did witness. This was a match where, of course, Suri had her issues towards Unagi in recent development in the past, but eventually she lost that match as well. Then on the 25th, she made her way to Evolution for Volume 23, also in Shinkiba, where she teams with Chi-Chi to take on Yuna Manaze and Zones. This was a very interesting matchup because Chi-Chi and Unagi never got along great, but they were able to succeed, defeating, of course, Unagi's mentor, Yuna Mizumori, and Chi-Chi's frenemy, if I like to put it, Zones. And then, of course, on the 29th in Shinkiba, she had made another appearance in Marvelous. She teams up this time with Eihausen, but eventually those two lost to Jesse Jackson and Sandra Moon. Then October 6th, she made her way to Natsuko with Marvelous. She teams up with Isuki Aoki, but eventually lost to Miyu Momono and Takumi Iroha. And then on the 10th of October, she made her way to London for Sukeban, where she faces a Straight Cat, where she eventually won that match. Then, of course, the next couple of matches we're going to have, she made her way to Mexico. This was during October, which was a busy month for her. She appeared for the CML Viernes Spectacular, which means Friday Spectacular. Along with Sumika Yanagawa, they teamed up to challenge Yuvia and Tessa Blanchard for the CML Women's World Tag Team titles, but eventually lost that match. And then the following day, on the 18th of October, they appeared for the Sábado at the Coliseo, which of course, Coliseum Saturday or whatever. They were part of the two other best tag team. Unagi once again teams up with um, Yanagawa, but they eventually added Viva Van, and they did won this match against Las Infiltradoras, the Dark Silhouette, Uvia, and Zuxis. And then the following day, on a Sunday, on the 20th of October, they did another 2 out of 3 falls. This time, Unagi and Sumika teamed up with Samantha Black, and they eventually won this match against Ampola, Dark Silhouette, and Princess. Can't pronounce the name right, but yeah. So yeah, and then of course the next day on the 21st of October, 2024, she was part of the Torneo Cibernético de Amazonias, which of course it's a tournament they have every year. But in this one, we have Team Mexico versus Team World. Representing Team World with her, we have Alex Windsor, Red Velvet, Sumika Yanagawa, and Viva Van. They take on Team Mexico. Magdalena, Metallica, Olympia, Tabata, and Zeus, but they eventually but Team World lost that match. And then we have the same thing again on the following day, on a Tuesday. They, of course, Team World won that match where she was in it. And then, of course, the following day, she was part of the internet. Once again, she was part of Team World. Eventually lost that one. And then the next day, she was not part of CML. She was part of a thing called the ERLL Alto Voltaje. This took place on the 26th of October. She teams up once again with Sumika Yanagawa. They take on Princess Sugehit and Tessa Blanchard. But, of course, Unagi and Yanagawa actually lost that match as well. And then finally, her last match in CML was on the 25th. She was part of a lightning match. She won against Dark Silhouette. Now, of course, she goes back to Japan where she participated for the LLPW uh, Shinobu Kondo 60th anniversary, where she teams up with Miyu Momono and Agiza Nozaki, but they eventually lost towards Aja Kong, Tako Inoue, and Tsubasa Kurigaki. And then of course it was on the November 23rd. She was part of Ice Ribbon's number 1393, I believe. This took place on the 23rd of November. She teams up with Mio Shirai and Yuki Mashiro, but eventually lost that one to Arisa Shinoze, Misa Kagura, and Saran. And then later on the 24th, I believe, she went to FMWE, where there was that Saki Super Resolution. She faced against Saki, someone who she teamed up and faced countless times, and she lost that match. And then later on the 30th of November, she was part of the Sushi Pro Wrestling Festival. She was in a three-way match facing Akino and Udashima, but she lost that match to Akino. I did not witness that one. And then on the 1st of December, she made her way to Marvelous, being part of Cork and Hall. She lost in a battle royal, but the one who won that battle royal was Maria. Then she made her way on the 8th of December to Sendai Girls at the for the big show in Sendai. Another battle royal, but she did not win this one. It was won by Miyuki Takase. Then on the 20th of December, she made her way to Diana for the Future Sight Volume 19. She teams up with Miyuki Takase, but they eventually she and her won against Mizuki Kato and Yuna Manaze. And then 2 days later, on the 22nd of December, she made her way back to Ice Ribbon for number 387, I believe, for Skip City on the 22nd of December. She teams up with Saran and Humiko Hoshi, taking on Kelsey Magnolia, Sumika Yanagawa, and Yuko Sakurai. And then, of course, on Christmas Eve of 2024, she made her way back to Marvelous for Shinkiba, teaming up with Ayume Sazumura, taking on Eihausen and Chikayo Nagashima. And then on the 27th of December, for Seedling, for the final battle, she teams up with Rina Yamashita and Yumiko Hota. They t- um, they lost against Makoto, Mima Shinoda, and Veni. And then on the 30th of December, she went to Oz Academy for the Internal Sparkle at Corkin Hall, facing Rina Yamashita. I did see this one, and she did lost on that one. And then later on New Year's, New Year's Eve, she made her way to Ice Ribbon for the Ribbon Mania in Corkin Hall, where she teams up with Ibuki Hoshi, taking on Mio Shirai and Saran. And then, of course, on the 3rd of January, this one I did review, and I think you guys saw that too, where she faces Tam Nakano for the career versus name match. And eventually, you all know what had to happen. She lost to Tam when she applied the Twilight Dream, and just like that, it was over. And then on January 4th in Shinkiba, where she made her way back to Marvelous, was in an, she teams up with Ayako Sato, Ayame Sazumura, and Riko Kawahara, taking on Chikayo Nagashima, Maria Miyamono, and Yurika Oka. But she and her team lost that match. And then the next day, on the 5th of January, she made her way back to Oz Academy for Wizard of Oz in Shinjuku Face, where she was facing Ryo Mizunami, who was the open weight champion. So she lost that match. And then, of course, she went to this thing called the New Year's Hiroshima Pro Wrestling Festival that took place on the 26th of January. She teams up with Murder Grandpa himself, the King, Minoru Suzuki. They take on Kuroshio, Tokyo, Japan, and Seigo Tachibana. Now, if they had this match online, I would have loved to see this one because Minoru Suzuki, he is a no-nonsense wrestler. But when it comes to Tokyo, I don't know how Nagi will deal with him. That's the thing. And then she made her way to Hiroshima for the 26th. This was another event that took place on that same day. She teams up with Makoto and they defeated Momotani and Tsuruhimika. Now these next two matches are just recently. I haven't seen them yet. Hopefully I do. We have the Sendai Girls Winter End that happened on the 12th of February. She teams up with Ayame Sazumura and Yumiko Ota, taking on La Frescas Egoistas, Makoto, Nagisa Nozaki, and Veni. So they defeated those ladies. I haven't seen it yet, but that's going to be part of the list to see. And then finally, on the 14th, which is Valentine's Day, she was part of Diana Future Sight, Volume 31. She teams up with Ayame Suzumura. They defeated Honoka and Nanami. So that's pretty much it, what happened. So that's pretty much for the recent matches she has. So let's move on with other things such as upcoming events and developments. All right, so let's start with the upcoming events. Though I do, those who know this or not, I did put this on on the news update, recent DWZ news update. Unagi will be making her appearance in LA, in Las Vegas for Marvelous on April 17th. So, if any of my subscribers who are big fans of her, if you guys made plans to go to Vegas already, get your tickets now if you want to see her up and close for the first time. So, get that. And then, of course, there's the self produced show that will take place in Ryogoku on the 26th of April. Now, nothing much has been announced. We know she's been trying to talk to certain people if they're available. So, more of that. Now, on to some developments. Now, Hikari Shimizu sent a message to her. I don't know what was that all about. Unagi seems confused now. I don't know if she's trying to invite Unagi to her final match that takes place next month. I'm not sure about that yet. So we'll see. Now, those who know this about Unagi, she likes to be her own boss, run things herself. Well, apparently, she decided to tell her overseas fans to, hey guys, come to Japan and check out my show in Ryogoku. So, pretty much it. Now, I already reported this about her regarding about her old unit, the Cosmic Angels, as you all know about her history with them. I will be doing a discussion video regarding about them because, as you all know, the Cosmic Angels recently won for the fourth time in 4 years again for best unit for the Weekly Pro Wrestling Mobile or something. Um, they asked her what does she think. I mean, she's very happy for them, but she felt like something else. So basically, I don't know if she has any resentment or she's proud of her accomplishments with the Cosmic Angels. That's still something I haven't figured out, but we'll see about that. Hopefully. But if there's anything else, we'll just have to wait and see. But for now, let's call it a day. Well, I hope everybody enjoys this video. Like I said, I apologize for not doing this any sooner. I know it's been long with the what matches she was involved with. I mean, it really was a pain in the butt in case anybody asked. But that's how I've been doing things recently. Um, if there's anything else revolving Unagi, I'll let you guys know. Recently she has been posting photos of a scar, but nothing too big. But we'll see. But until then, I'll be ready for the next episode real soon, and we'll see how it goes. So don't forget for the next episode, I may feature, of course, AW, Grand Slam, and possibly Vengeance Day for NXT. That is possibly the real plan. I was considering maybe doing Japanese wrestling on this one, but I may hold that for a while due to some other circumstances. But for now, that's the plan. We'll see how things will roll up. So until then, I will see you guys on the next episode. So I must bid all of you adieu, goodbye, and have a nice day. Bang.